Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics and Collectibles coming at you with another toy comparison. And this time we're comparing the Transformers Age of Extinction Leader Class Optimus Prime versus the Transformers The Last Knight Voyager Class Optimus Prime. And these are the two iterations of the Western Star Optimus that we currently have. Now they are making a Leader Class version of this for The Last Knight, but it's basically the same mold just with a little bit of different coloring as far as this Leader Class over here is concerned. So as far as the molding, everything's the same, but it is definitely different coloring, different sword coloring as well. So, but the mold and the body are the same. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at each figure, and then we'll go into some differences. Alright, so taking a look at these two Optimus Primes. So obviously one's a Leader Class, so it's a much larger figure, and one's the Voyager. But I mean, as far as comparison, I mean this one did come out first. This is the Leader Class from Age of Extinction. This is the new one from The Last Knight. And probably the biggest thing to think about here is, so they are making a Leader Class for The Last Knight, and it's essentially this same figure, just painted a little bit different, which is really, really unfortunate. But, so what we're going to do is we're kind of take a look real quick at the face, and we'll kind of discuss each little section and stuff. But there's definitely a lot of differences on these guys. Alright, so here we have the Age of Extinction head sculpt, and you can definitely see there's a lot of silver in the mask here, as well as these little higher parts of Optimus's head do stick up a little bit more. So there's definitely a lot more silver as far as the battle mask is concerned, which looks pretty good until you actually take a look at the newer mold. And here we have the newer mold, which actually has a little bit less of the silver in the battle mask, and it does just look better having more of that blue. Now this one does have blue painted eyes, which look, you know, fairly well. The other ones actually have light piping in it for the Age of Extinction one, but because of the backpack on them, it's very difficult to get light in there to even make it light up, and they're yellow, so it's really not even, you know, accurate. They could have put like a translucent blue piece in there. So as far as the head sculpt, this guy definitely, you know, takes the cake as well as his shoulder section. You can see this shoulder section is just more movie accurate. The other shoulder section over here on the leader class is just, you know, not much. It's definitely not that collar part that you'll actually see. That they definitely did a lot better on the Last Knight Voyager class. And then as you also see, there's lots of chrome in this front section. Not movie accurate for the Age of Extinction one. And as we move back over to the Voyager class, I mean, this is definitely more of a, you know, attempt to be more movie accurate on this Voyager. One thing that bugs me a lot in this figure is this little shoulder pieces are just absolutely gigantic. They almost look like wings on this leader class. I thought this was a really poorly implemented thing. And as we actually scroll over to the Voyager class, you can see they did, you know, a much nicer job. I mean, they fold to the arms correctly. They just look good. They're nice. They're compact. Just a much better looking shoulder. As you come down to the waist of the leader class, you definitely see that he's got this. He's supposed to have like a little skirt, and they have these huge chunks of plastic that they did to tuck that in. I think that's kind of poorly done. Now he does have this little cod piece covering that does move up and down, which doesn't look too bad. Just solid blue, nothing too crazy, but lots of, you know, big chunky pieces that really didn't need to be there. Now in the Voyager class, they obviously didn't, you know, they have less parts, but they did a much better job. I'd rather have this solid gray piece that's just molded. It looks better. And even this cod piece right here has been painted, and you know, now it's two-tone, so it's got the blue and the silver in it. So definitely much nicer on the waist as well for this Voyager class figure. Legs aren't too bad on the Age of Extinction one. You can see it. I mean, they're very similar when you kind of look at them. This one just has less detail, much more smooth stuff. The other major thing between this guy and the Voyager class is that this blue paint is just blue. And the other one is more of a pearly, sparkly blue, so that, you know, the Voyager definitely has a step up just in the paint and the plastic molding, but this isn't too bad. It does have like little separated toes on the bottom. As we kind of scroll over to the side, you can see, I mean, not too bad. And then we go over to the Voyager. You know, he's got the same looking section, just much more details. He's got rivets in there. Solid feet with just a generic gray, which doesn't look too great, but as we scroll over and we see, you can see that they're very similar as far as the way they're molded. I guess the shape-wise, I think that this one might be a little nicer in the shape, but this one, as far as the coloring and stuff, looks a lot better. One thing that the Age of Extinction has above the Voyager is the chrome. You can definitely see the chrome on the exhaust, and as we scroll over to this guy, he just has a, you know, bland gray. But there's lots of coloration differences. You can see, you know, his little gauntlets are red, and as we go over here, he's got the blue with the little red piece in the back. So, you know, a lot of different coloration differences. And as we go to the sword, this sword definitely has a different shape than the other one does. Looks really great. It's just I don't like the yellow, the translucent yellow. The newer leader class is actually making a silver one, so it definitely looks good. This sword is a different shape, but, you know, really nice detail on it. And the same thing as we go to the shields. This shield has a little bit of a different shape, much longer bottom piece that has the gun on it. As we go over to here, this is a much more compact looking one. As we take a look at the profile view, this is where the leader class really just falls behind. I mean, the backpack, it's almost the bottom of the whole truck. I mean, this section does, you know, compress during the transformation, but that's all you get. I mean, nothing else folds and rotates. I mean, it just looks absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, he's got these big shoulder pieces, so he's just really blocky. You look at this guy, now he does have a backpack, but I mean, it looks really small compared to the leader class. And it's just, you know, typically with these toys, we see a progression. When the original Transformers movie came out, the original Optimus was very blocky. Then we got the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus, which is just one of the best movie figures I've ever seen. I mean, very, you know, amazingly done. The engineers did a great job. And I was really hoping that the leader class for the last night would be different, but unfortunately it's going to be just like this, which is really sad because, you know, they had, you know, like 2 years to basically engineer something different, and they didn't do a very good job. I would almost want this exact figure in the robot mode, just larger for a leader class, and that would have been, you know, much better than what they're going to give us in a little bit. Taking a look at the back of robot mode, the only thing that really the leader class has above the Voyager class is this got this chrome that looks pretty cool, but I mean, this mess back here is just absolutely terrible. They both can store their sword, so you can take the sword out of his hand, and the sword can actually slide into this little sheath down here. It looks okay, nothing too great, but this one actually has a really nice little section I showed in the actual review where you actually slide it in, and it just looks great. It actually looks like it's supposed to be there. You know, really, really well done, really well thought out of, you know, little thing that they did for that figure. But so, I mean, as far as the robot mode is concerned, I mean, the Voyager class is leaps and bounds. I mean, definitely wins that hands down. It's not even a close race. But let's get them transformed, and then we'll take a look at the Western Star truck. Alright, so taking a look at the alt mode. So this is kind of where the Age of Extinction leader class does shine. Especially with all that chrome. The chrome is really what makes this guy pop. I mean, you can see there's chrome everywhere in this guy. He's got chrome on the front hood, he's got chrome up here, he's got chrome here, he's got chrome in the back. I mean, it just really makes this guy pop. You know, and this guy's just the regular gray plastic, which is kind of a little bit unfortunate for him, but I mean, he still definitely looks good. Other things that this has that the other one doesn't is this actually has rubber wheels and the gray hubcaps, so they're actually rubber. These are just hard plastic, and you can see on the back they both do hold their shields. This guy's, like I said, has the chrome. He just has the straight, you know, standard back for a Western Star, and this guy has the little sheath for the sword that he has in robot mode, which definitely looks kind of weird. But I mean, you can kind of see as we show. So that and I'll kind of show some different sections as far as what the flames look like and stuff, so you can kind of see. There you can see the flames. The flames go much farther on the leader class than the other one does. Now this one does have that more pearly blue. I wish if this guy had the pearly blue, it'd almost be a perfect truck. But I mean, you can definitely see when you go up to the top how good these look. And this guy has the translucent window. I do like the translucent window. I wish they would have picked something better than yellow. This just has the solid black and maybe like a gray or almost like a black that you can see through, like tinting almost. That'd be pretty cool. Here we have the leader class, and you can see he's got this little gray piece right here, which the other one doesn't have. As we kind of scroll over there, he's just got that molded into the plastic. But then you also look on the doors here. It's got more molding in his actual door. It says the different types of truck that it is. I mean, and you can see the flames on this side are pretty consistent. They definitely look almost the same, about the same. The Autobots is red on the leader class, and it's gray on the Voyager class. As far as the molds, they're both really, really nice. Like I said, I think this just has a little bit more to it. If this had that pearly blue plastic, I mean, it would almost be a perfect truck version. They both have it where the sword can be held. This one just slides in, and then this one has it slid in as well. I do like how this shield is kind of contained a little better. This one is much longer and hangs off the truck, but you don't have to have it on there. But, you know, both really, really good trucks. I definitely think that this one might have a little bit of the edge on the truck. Obviously, the chrome helps. But like I said, this does have some extra molding than the other ones that have, and I don't know why it doesn't have that. But more paint on here, a little bit more detail, and obviously the bigger size, you know, looks good in the translucent windows. So, but both really, really good looking trucks. Here we have a size comparison. And we have the Age of Extinction leader class. Then we have one of my favorite Transformers in the movie line, basically pretty much of all Transformers. This is the Optimus from Revenge of the Fallen. Very similar to the Buster one. They did release him a couple times with a couple different changes, you know, even for Dark of the Moon, but this is the original release, and then we have the Voyager class here. This is my favorite Optimus. This is the older truck version, but you can definitely see it's much larger than the leader class for this guy. And I do have a comparison video that I'll leave a link in the description, which actually has the original Optimus Prime from the original movie in 2007, this one from Revenge of the Fallen, and then this one from Age of Extinction, and I compare them in the robots and truck modes. You kind of see the evolution and then kind of the de-evolution when it comes back to this guy. But all fantastic trucks. Like I said, these are fantastic looking Western Stars. I like both in the truck mode. This one probably has a slight edge just because of all the chrome, which makes it look much cooler and much more accurate as far as the movie. When you see it on a shelf, it just, you know, seeing the chrome exhaust and then seeing this bland stuff, I mean, that's really where that one takes the cake. But if you had this one all by itself and you didn't have that one to compare it to, this truck mode is fantastic. So final impressions of these two figures. I think the Voyager Optimus from the last night is the much better figure overall. I mean, the robot mode is not even close. The robot mode is amazing. I wish that the leader class for the new one is just a bigger version of this for the last night leader class. It's sad that they're just gonna repackage this guy, paint him a little different, you know, change the sword a little bit as far as the coloring, and that's what you're gonna get. I mean, this guy is $30. This guy's about $50. I mean, and you know, look what you're getting. The smaller figure is the better Optimus. Now, the Western Star truck mode for the leader class, you know, is very good. Probably a little bit better than the smaller one just because it's got those extra paint stuff. I mean, it's got the gray hubcaps. It's got the chrome, which probably is the only thing that really makes it a better truck. But I mean, this truck looks fantastic as well. So, I mean, as far as the two toys, I mean, I'd save the $20. I'd get the Voyager class from last night. I would stay away from the Age of Extinction leader classes, you know, and especially the newer leader class is coming out as well for the last night because it's the same molded figure and it just looks ridiculous. I mean, he looks like he should be able to just take off and fly. I was hoping they were, 2 years of engineering, that Hasbro would come with something better, and that, we're going to get the same thing. But they did a fantastic job with this, and they should be commended for it. I mean, it's very movie accurate, compared to what we've seen before. But once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. If you have questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time.